teach you how to feel finger to finger, interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you long for having your heart interlinked, interlinked?
Interlinked.
Do you dream about being interlinked?
Interlinked.
What's it like to hold your child in your arms, interlinked?
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing, interlinked?
Interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells interlinked.
Why did you say that 3 times? Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked.
We're done.
And yet we're just getting started. Today we're here with Garrett Mrvich, and we have quite the podcast in store. I'm very excited. This guy is filled with creativity, super genuine soul, super genuine being, and we met during our mentorship, becoming audio engineers and music producers. And yeah, so let us know who you are, what you enjoy doing. Just put us on.
All right, my name is Garrett Mrvich. I consider myself to be a artist of all sorts, just not a painter.
Not that.
I make music. I make arts and crafts. I make YouTube videos on YouTube. Here on YouTube.
Check it in the description.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do all sorts of stuff, but really just creativity is my passion. So.
Yeah. And so, as you guys know, we've already done this before, but we're going to run it back again today because I love it. So, we're here with
I gotta enter my password.
I still don't have a button, so we're going to get it. We got this. Okay. So, welcome to
How are we linked?
Garrett. You already know how this goes down. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Choose your loving.
3 has always been my favorite number growing up, so I'm clicking 3.
That's a question in itself. That's all you picked it up.
All right. What's your favorite number? No. One of the most pivotal moments in your life, as well as where plus what that has led to.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That's a packed one.
That's a yesterday's question. One of the most pivotal moments in your life, as well as where plus what that led to.
And it could be any. I know that's a packed question.
Yeah.
But when I asked that, my main, not motive, but the main thing I'm looking to like learn about you as a person is like, what was that moment in your life where you kind of just turned around and you were like, oh fuck, like this is happening, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's with creativity, whether with yourself, like personal self, family, anything like that.
Yeah.
If you even have it.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess like I guess it'll be like more of a series of moments because throughout my like whole life I've been surrounded by the tools to be creative, but I never had the drive until I guess when I started discovering like real music when I was in middle school. I guess maybe that might be where it is.
What do you consider real music?
Well, I was at the time I was listening to like I wasn't like going out of my way to listen to music.
Okay.
When there would be music on, I would listen to it. And when I mean real music, I mean music that I would seek out.
Okay, okay.
So like I would just whatever was on. Like YouTube would have the stuff the same 5 videos it recommends you when you aren't logged in.
Yeah.
That was what I was listening to. So I guess like I was bullied in 6th grade. That was just a small part of my life. 7th grade, I went to a different middle school, and I was surrounded by people that were like me, kind of nerdy, I guess. And I guess I kind of fell into a friendship with a few people that made different sorts of art. One was a drawer.
Yeah.
And then one was like a musician, more of a singer than a musician, I should say. So I guess like that kind of led me into the path I'm going down today.
Okay. So it was like that moment where you're like, okay, I'm gonna go from just like this is something that's on in the background to a part that I'm involved in. Yeah, that's beautiful. And definitely resonate with the 6th grade bullying, bro. Been there
Yeah,
too.
dude. That was gnarly.
Yeah, right? Kids can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, dude. I got my PE locker peed in, so
Really?
like, yeah, dude.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, I don't really. I've recently started opening up about it. I used to hide it, but like, now I'm more open about it.
Yeah, and you're not alone. You can put that anywhere yet. You're not alone. For me, it was 5th grade up until 10th actually, and it stopped because I started smoking and like participating in like what other kids were doing, and all of a sudden I was like quote unquote accepted, and I didn't start doing those things to become accepted, but that's just what happened.
Yeah, one thing led to another.
And sadly, that's how, you know, at least during my age and generation, it's been, you know? And I still see it in like today.
All the time.
Dude, you go out, people are smoking, people are drinking, and like, if you're not, they're like, why aren't you doing this? You're like, is something wrong?
Even if you never smoke and you don't want to smoke, just say that you quit smoking because people take it more seriously.
They're like, oh fuck, I got you.
They're like, oh okay, I respect that. Like,
yeah. And the thing is, it's like, it's a choice. Like, if we don't want to make that choice, we shouldn't be put down.
Ostracized for not doing something.
Exactly. Like, I still want to be able to go out and like be like with my friends. If we're at a bar, that doesn't mean I have to drink.
Exactly.
You know, it just means like this is where we're hanging out. And so that, but just to like go back to the like middle school and high school stuff, like I had my fair share of like, it was mainly name calling, some physical, a lot of just like fat shaming as well. Like I wasn't even fat, but like growing up I've always called myself fat because of like how people have like, you know, looked at me and stuff, and like, yeah, I'm a middle school kid, like I'm not gonna be shredded, like you know, but some kids, like, you know, some kids grow up and they have like a 6-pack, you know, and they'll look at you and you have like a double chin or something, whatever it is, and like maybe your chest isn't like, which is, bro, you're growing up, you're prepubescent, you should not be worried about like, oh, like my chest isn't the way I want it to be. We're still trying to even figure out like who we are. Yeah. And so, just growing up.
You're not even old enough to drive. Why should you be worried about stuff like that?
And I understand, like, if kids start, like, I've been seeing it recently, they start working out, like, 5th grade sometimes now, which is awesome. But, like, to put someone down for, like, not doing that at such a young age, it's like, dude, we're kids.
We're all doing our own different things in life. It shouldn't have to, everyone can't live the same way you do.
Exactly. And no one should.
No.
Like, we're different people and different perspectives for a reason.
Everyone's on their own path.
Yeah, and although, like, I do believe, like, we're here together and that we all share a similar purpose, that does not mean we have to have the same perspective on everything, and that like we have to look the same, dress the same, dude. Like, no, life would be like it would be life. Like life is like, it's like art, bro. It's beautiful, it's colorful, it's rags and not riches, but like I want to say rigid. It's rigid. Like there's like points.
Rigid.
It's rigid. I was like, what's the face?
Rags and rigid.
Rags and rigid, but it's rigid like this wall, bro. Like there's different points and there's different angles to each thing. Yeah, and it makes it beautiful. Like if this wall was flat, like it would be like any other wall, right? But now this one's got the point, so makes it nice.
Keep the points on this wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to know, like, growing up, you say that you always had like all these creative things around you, right?
Yeah.
But you never felt that like pull to actually create. Did you feel there was a pressure and that's created distance, or was it more so just you weren't interested?
I was just, I guess I just wasn't interested. Like, there was nothing, no one was trying to make me learn guitar, or no one was trying to force me to like paint or anything like that. And I want to get better at like traditional art, like drawing and painting and stuff. But you know, that's really tough.
It's a beautiful skill to have for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in love with art. Like art
Yeah.
is like every type of art, even like dumb, stupid modern art. Like I can
There's
appreciate
some cool ones.
I can appreciate modern art. I guess like my point is like growing up, like my uncle played guitar, like he was in a band, and my dad was learning guitar when I was growing up, and so like I always had guitars around the house. My mom went to college and was like an art major, so like I think she was an art major. If she's watching this and she wasn't an art major, then like I feel pretty dumb. But
it's okay. It's okay.
But she had a lot of art supplies and stuff. And like I was always helping them, you know, like I guess fix the backyard in a way. Like and making your house look nice is a form of art. If you're making something look nice, I think that's art in a way.
Most definitely.
You know, it might not be art the way you might define it, but I consider it art. You know, anything you make, I think might be art.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, I always had the tools to create. You know, and then eventually my dad ended up doing YouTube. So I also had video equipment, but nothing really came out of that until middle school when I started watching YouTube, and I tried to make videos, which they're all deleted now, but like, you know,
it's still a part of you.
It's still a part of my history, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that along this way, and we were only like so short into this conversation, you've already answered like 3 of these questions.
Oh, I've already answered.
Like literally, we haven't even looked at him. I don't show him like the questions before, because anyone who comes on, I'm like secret, like it's you know fine. Yeah. But one of them was literally like, what do you define like art? Like what is art to you? And like you said, it's like something we create.
I made this book.
Yeah. Look. Show 'em.
I binded this book in leather. I canned it myself. I tried. I binded all the pages. I made everything about this except for the pages.
And the front, by the way, the Visionaries.
Yeah, my band, the Visionaries.
Right there.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking cool. I bought this t-shirt at one of their shows recently. Super good time. We're definitely gonna need to get in on this as well. But the front of that is your logo, right?
It's their logo.
Yeah, and I love that, by the way. It reminds me of like the North Star.
We were like, cause we're kind of going through for like a nautical sort of theme, you know. And I try not to theme things too much because I feel like that might put you in a box. But you know, I guess we're kind of going for a nautical theme. So
that's cool.
It's like a compass. Yeah.
So let's talk to Visionaries. Like, how did it even start? Like,
where did
that
one
happen?
of my biggest inspirations, and like I don't want to like, he's my best friend, so it's gonna be a little weird, but when I got to high school, at this point I've never even touched a guitar. I mean, I had them in my room and stuff, but I never played them. But I loved Jimi Hendrix in middle school, and I loved listening to guitar music.
Yeah.
I went to high school, first week there, I saw my now guitarist Sam standing on a rock playing Tenacious D on his acoustic guitar.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh my god, can you play this song? Can you play that song? It was the first time I saw someone like around my age being able to play an instrument so good. So that like immediately like I started playing guitar after that. Yeah. So and then I was never as good as him, and I'm not like saying that to put myself down. I think most people in the world aren't as good as him. But
he is really good.
He's too good.
He's really good.
He's too good. But basically I started learning guitar. I took guitar classes at my high school. You know, and then the band kind of started while I was out of it. You know, it had like different people, but Sam and Ryan are the ones who've been in it forever. And then before I was in the band, they were called Anesthetics, which is now one of our song names.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
But basically, I think 2020, like late 2020, I went to a restaurant, so right when things started opening up, and we were just like trying it out, you know, experimenting the kind of trying to get out of COVID era, you know. I got a text from a random number. I didn't have Ryan in my contacts yet, but it was Ryan, and he was like, "Hey, me and Sam are starting a band. Want to join?" And I was like, "I'm in a band with Sam!" Like I was like so ecstatic.
Dude, yes.
And then they wanted me to join as the rhythm guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
So at first I was playing guitar for this band. It's just power chords and bar chords, which was the only thing I was good at. But yeah, I mean, those first few months before we even had a name as a band, like we weren't even the Visionaries yet. We were originally going to be called Versailles.
Okay.
But there was a band in Japan that already had that name.
Yeah.
So we changed it to the Visionaries, which has no meaning.
Okay.
We just thought it was a cool word.
Yeah.
And we had multiple lineup changes, and then somehow we went all the way to me being the vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Long story behind that. We probably shouldn't get into it here. But,
Fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, multiple lineup changes later, I'm the singer, and you know, we're a strong three-piece, and we always are looking for more members.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I mean, for the most part, every show we get better and better. So I mean, yeah. Sorry, I just yapped for.
No, dude, please and thank you. You're
If you have
explaining.
any other questions, something.
No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear you out
Yeah.
on, you know, like how the Visionaries came to be.
Long story short, that was the story.
It's pretty amazing, yeah. Did you guys have like a specific sound you were going for at the beginning, or
Well,
and how did that evolve?
Well, so it kind of changed. We always wanted to be metal, but what kind of metal? Like that was kind of the area we were struggling with for a while, pretty much until recently, when we had our first singer, Donovan. We're good now.
I
So
remember,
it's like,
yeah. That's
We
good.
used to have more of a pop punk sound, like pop punk vocals with like a more punky, metal-y kind of sound. It's kind of hard to describe. Like our early stuff was more I guess like emo
a
flavor.
little more grunge.
Yeah, a little different. And
Yeah.
and the direction we're heading now is more metalcore, which is like, you know, screaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Totally different from how we started. But I still like listening to our older stuff. I mean, ironically, I like listening to our first demo more than our second one, which has me as the singer. So that tells you something. But
It's part of the growth.
it's
and
part
like,
of the growth. Yeah.
don't be hard on yourself, man.
No.
Like I'm telling you, what you feel like might sound a certain way, someone else could literally be like fucking running, hands wide open in the grass field to kind of feeling, you know. And I mean, as an artist, there's always like been moments where I'm like, damn, like I wish I could have like hit that or like made that like.
But if
sound,
you don't,
right?
if you're not looking back on what you used to do with a little bit of cringe, then you're not growing.
And I was about to also to
Yeah.
add to that, yes, and to add to that, like if you're not changing, are you really growing?
Yeah.
Like growth is change, and that's why a lot of people don't want to grow, is because it is uncomfortable, because it requires that like weird haircut phase, let's call it, of like my hair's still growing out and like it looks a little weird, but like it's gonna get there kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if we don't let it grow and we just keep cutting it, like we're never gonna reach that like beautiful, like whatever you want to call it. I don't even want to call it a peak.
Cocoon phase.
Yeah, and like we're always evolving. Like there's so many stages, and that's why I asked like, how did it like evolve the sound of the band? Because I feel like a lot of bands get stuck in like a sound, right?
Yeah.
And that's, dude, I've there's countless bands that like I used to love, but I get sick of listening to them because like every song
sounds
the same.
That's the beauty of playlists.
And yeah, and at first it's like that's cool, like awesome, like I know what I'm getting out of this. But then it's like, damn, I wish like I could listen to them. I really like them, but like I just like can't keep listening to the same song.
You need to have variety.
Formats. Yeah, variety is key, and also like again that change of sound. It doesn't mean you're a different band all of a sudden just because you're making a song that sounds different. It's just this is the emotion that we were feeling, and here's how we're gonna express it.
This is the way we're moving.
Yeah, I love that, and that's why I feel like we resonate in that sense, like musically, is like we understand like music is flexible like that. Like there's so many creative directions to take any song in, and just because like we start it a certain way does not mean and it has to end that certain way. And that's where communication comes in for sure. But yeah, that's awesome. And so let's go into like personal life. What kind of, I guess, personal traits do you see are like the strongest within you? I want to start there because for me personally, I'll tell you about myself a little bit. Like I'm a very socially aware person. Like I feel like I'm very good at reading body language, and also just like I'm a bit to myself at first, but like if someone talks to me, like I'm like here's everything.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty much a total extrovert. Like
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I have no trouble like introducing myself to people or talking to people. And it's like, oh, it's so funny because it's like I'm like the extrovert friend, and all my friends are like totally shy and introverted. But it doesn't mean like, you know, we don't relate, you know. But oh man, that's a tough question because I don't really look at like myself that way. Like I don't really think of my traits that much.
Well, let's start with you and your friends, right? So you say you're extroverted and they're introverted. How does that dynamic work, like within your friendships?
I mean, I'm like always the one like coming up with ridiculous schemes and ideas and like what to do.
Yeah,
like let's just watch a movie, and I'm like, let's go to the beach and like throw a tire at somebody. Like that's never happened, but like that's like my brain, like that's how it works. Like I'm always like I'm a schemer. I like to come up with like fun plans, you know.
Yeah. A healthy schemer.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a healthy
good.
schemer.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I have socks on. I should probably hide my feet.
I mean, I got my toes kind of exposed to.
But the spam socks.
Oh no way! That's so cool. He has these like blue and yellow socks that say spam, dude. That's cool. Okay, yeah. So schemer kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm always like my drummer Ryan, like he's not like that like shy or anything, but like compared to me, he's like a little more of the quiet one. Like my parents think he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
Let's
talk about it.
He's an awesome guy. Best guy ever, man.
Yeah.
But
he's very nice.
I like I'll be talking to him about like the stuff I do. And he's like, man, you know, like I'll be like, why don't you buy this $1 record, try it out, see if you like it, you know? You like take a risk like that. And he's like, you know, not everyone is like so open to new things. So I guess I'm like always open to new things, new experiences. Every week I listen to my Spotify weekly and listen to new music I've never heard before. I just always need new things in my life. I think change is very good.
Okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So right there, I mean, I feel like that covered a new part of yourself. Like you enjoy, like you said, like going out, right?
Yeah.
Like instead of like sitting at home, like watching a movie or something, you're the type that would be like, no, let's go to the beach. Like, let's go for a hike, or maybe even just like let's go to a record store or like somewhere, right?
Totally me,
It doesn't have to be like nature per se, but like outside.
Yeah. And I think also like I'm a big film fanatic, so I do like staying at home and watching movies. But it's like I find my own time for everything.
Yeah. And I mean, as a streamer, as a YouTuber, like you definitely have your time inside too.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the beauty of balance. How do you balance it? What's your approach?
Oh, it's just based on my work schedule. Whenever I have a day off, I cram like 2 weeks of plans into one day.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask. So a lot of people will be working, right, and they just like they say they don't have time for like to be creative or like to do whatever they love. You are, again, like you told me, like I'm like one of the only people in your reality that and like perspective that like creates like videos and makes music and like is really pursuing it actively like that. Like you as well are like one of the few that I know that really take it serious like that. And so but you are working a job.
Yeah.
So that means you're busy,
Yeah.
but you're still making time and you're still
Yeah.
consistent. What is your approach there?
I mean, dude. So I work late at work. Like I'll usually I'll go in. Latest I'll go in is 12, and then like the latest I'll leave is 12. Sometimes
Okay.
I mean that doesn't mean I'm going there at 12 and I'm leaving at 12.
Yeah.
So my point is like I work late. So like I get home, it's nighttime. I'll just use that time to make art for my YouTube channel. I'll download video games to stream. I'll start working on like supplies, and I'll put things together for my videos. And then when I have a day off, or if I go in later that day, or if like I have a shorter shift, I'll find the time to make a video.
You make the time.
So like I already have 3 videos done set to upload.
There you go.
So it's like I try to like, even if it's not the best work you can do, just try to get it done. Because it's like, if you're not gonna, time doesn't wait for you,
Yeah.
So it's like, I try to make a product I'm happy with. But,
Yeah.
like at the same time, I gotta realize like, if I put more time into another project, I can make one really good video and one okay video.
Yeah. And this is your approach to YouTube videos,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like with your music, you're different, huh?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I had every Saturday off. I told them that it was for religious reasons at work.
And if they were watching, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I mean,
we all got our own religion. Right?
Yeah, but I go to practice every weekend, and that's a guaranteed day off. Like usually I have another day off per week. Sometimes I get like 16 hours a week. Sometimes it's 40. So it's really depends like on how my week is going. But if I have the time off, I am working. It's like a nonstop hustle, But it's what I want to do, because I don't want to work at a grocery store my whole life,
Yeah.
So it's like even if I do get a good career, I'm still gonna be making art and stuff I want to make.
That's good, dude.
So
and that's the beauty, is like understanding where you feel you're needed.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel that you're needed in a grocery store and like taking care of like supplies and stuff like that. You feel like you need a creative outlet, and that like expressing yourself to other people in your own way is gonna reflect greatly, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any like goals with your videos or your music that you're like striving for?
I mean, I love seeing numbers grow.
Okay.
But views and subscribers and stuff aren't like the reason I do it.
Yeah.
I like meeting people like you, like people that also make.
That's awesome.
They're creators. Like I got some friends I've made from streaming that are like across the world.
Isn't that the coolest thing?
Yeah, that's it. So it's like like even just like liking the same video game as someone will end up making someone willing to be your friend. So like I guess making friendships is like the main reason why I do it. Like I also just need to make art.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things I've made. Here's some art I've made, but I've never shown anyone because it's just for me. So it's like now it's for everyone.
Hey. Exclusive, interlinked. Let's go.
I guess my point is like I always just need to be making something. Like I get home, I'll start like cutting up leather and making a bag for my
and the book
pencils. I made this book.
Right.
Yeah, this is the first time it's been posted. Anywhere.
That's awesome.
So it's like I guess my point is
I love the feel.
Yeah, I mean my short-term goal right now for YouTube is I want to get monetized, or at least to 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's like my short-term goal. But more or less I just want to make things.
There you go.
I don't care if people resonate with my videos. I'm more making them for me. But if people like it, then that's good.
And that's the beauty, is you being your authentic self. You already know is gonna attract people who do the same exact thing, and if not, will be inspired to do that. Like we were talking like Tobin with his posters and stuff. Like, dude, like anyone could look at that and be like, what the fuck? How did he even like think of that? But that's just him being himself, and like that attracts like his own community. And that's what we are doing. It's like just by being ourselves, and creating what we feel we want and need to create, we have our own communities. And like, regardless of like size of them right now or in the future, like the people that are with us and like supporting us, like we can support just by being ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking awesome. Like one of my favorite things personally about like making music is, again, like you said, like I'm not making the music for anyone. I'm making the music to express myself or to just like create, right? And but it's awesome knowing that by simply creating, just creating, quote unquote, it's something people can grow from, people can laugh with, like smile at, cry with, whatever they need to do. They can take that and like hold it close.
Yeah.
And so can we.
Yeah.
Like we get to look back at it too.
Yeah.
And there's like when I was showing you the 5th grade like YouTube channel, right? Like I look back at those videos I made in like 5th grade and I smile because I'm like, dude, like, that was me.
And you're still making
like,
something.
You
like,
know?
It doesn't matter the quality, just start making. Just
yes.
You'll always
Create.
start off bad at something. So
Create,
like
create,
just do it.
It's awesome, bro. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I love creating. But yeah, let's see. Do you have a question for me?
Oh gosh, I should have thought of questions.
I got you.
Oh man.
Take your time.
Not right now. I don't have questions. I'll think of them while we're
Okay.
talking though.
Okay, but how about this then? Let's talk about like favorite things to do as a pastime. Because I'm still trying to get to know you as a person, right?
Yeah.
We've spent a good amount of time together, like in the studio
Yeah.
and like working together, but we haven't really had a day like this is our first day like hanging out, you know? So like, what do you like to do in your pastime, like outside of like YouTube and like creating? And like obviously music, of course, which I'm not downplaying. These are great things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm not
But-
thinking you're downplaying.
Yeah, no, but just to like get to know you better, like let's say you just have a free day and like you need a break from like being creative. Like what is your go-to? What is Garrett doing?
Oh man. Okay, so I mean, I'll try to go to a record store with like one of my friends or something like that. I like shopping around, but you know, sometimes I don't buy things all the time. I am an artist through and through. Like I'm always like just last night, like I started making a bag for like my art supplies because like currently they're in like a bunch of different bins and I have to go through different bins to get different things and it's like I'm very obsessed with organization. Like my room is like, I guess it's messy but it's organized. Like okay, there's a lot of stuff in it so it seems messy but there's like a place for everything. I'm very like
I'm organized chaos.
Yeah, organized chaos. I'm very like my computer is just full of folders. I have folders for everything, and I know how to navigate them.
Yeah.
Like I'm obsessed with folders, and
Yeah.
like I'm obsessed with bookshelves. I'm very obsessed with the design of things. This is the first time I'm saying it publicly, but I'm planning on like designing a very special mug.
Okay.
And like selling it, like I don't know if I'll go on Shark Tank, but like, it'll be like a mug that is like. It's like, oh man, mugs like annoy me. I'll get like a mug with a good handle.
Okay.
But then like I try to pour one mug into another, and then like the water like pours out the side or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I want to design things. Like I consider myself a designer.
I love that.
Like I want to design like very quality products that like. They don't really have to be a business. They just be more for me. But if I could sell stuff, that'd be cool too. But I have like a mug blueprint already. Like, I just need it. I need to have someone make it for me, or like someone 3D print it or something.
Yeah. I mean, his information is gonna be in the description. Someone text this man if you know how to make mugs.
Yeah. If you have like a clay workshop, or if you have a workshop at all, I need like a space to make my projects.
There you go.
Especially wood projects. I've made like I'll like customize furniture and I like things, but like if there's a thing that bothers me about something, I can't leave it alone. I'm always like tinkering and modifying stuff, and like sometimes my parents will come into my room and I'm like I have like a GameCube disassembled, and then right next to it I have like like something else I'm making.
Yeah.
My desk is always cluttered with stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I
Projects.
guess I'm making things has always been my thing.
That's
Like,
awesome. And I love that you're taking like
I build guitars.
you
Sorry.
build guitars.
I build guitars. Yeah. Picture.
and I love that you're taking like something that was an issue, let's say, like something's unorganized, and you're creating a solution, literally
Yes,
creating
yes,
a solution.
yes.
Like not only like, oh, here's an idea of how I can fix it, like you're like, oh, I can make something to organize this,
Yeah.
and like that way I can have fun
I like
while cleaning up.
I like things. I'm definitely I'm definitely function over form. I hate it when things like try really hard to look cool but end up being impractical.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a lot of cars have been doing that recently. Like it's a pretty looking car, but you need to go through 500 menus on a screen to open the glove box.
And also, there's
Yeah.
no like hand thing to hold on to.
Yeah.
Like, in the, why are we getting rid of these?
We're getting
simple
rid of features.
but
Same with my
important
phone. Like
features?
that's why I won't get a new phone. I love having a home button.
Yeah, the home button's cool.
Yeah.
I miss the thumb scanning thing. That was
Yeah,
cool.
my thumb scanning thing broke because I dropped it into a bowl of soup.
Rest in peace. The
Yeah.
thumb. Also, can we tell them how many times you fixed
Oh,
your phone?
yeah, well-
You don't have to pull it out. It's cool.
Well, I
but
have it right
yeah.
here.
Dude, we're talking.
my
I think he
phone.
said 12 times.
Oh, but probably over 12 times. The guy that repairs my phone knows me now.
That's not really.
Yeah, he gives me discounts. So
I guess that really does say though, like you are the kind of person to like hold on to something that you cherish.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't necessarily cherish my phone. It's more for practical reasons, honestly.
Okay.
Because I live kind of rough and tumble. Like,
Mhm.
if you want me to jump into a pool, I'll do it with my clothes on. You
Okay.
know, like
Yeah.
I skateboard everywhere. I'll ride the bus. I do like stuff that like people would consider like risky or.
Yeah.
But I just live my life to the fullest. So if my phone ends up breaking, like I'm not gonna cry about it. But
Yeah.
my life isn't on my phone. A lot
Mhm.
of people's lives are on their phones, and I find that kind of bad. Like.
Mhm.
I get stressed out when I open a menu at a restaurant using the QR code.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, just give me a physical menu. Like,
Yeah. It's you enjoy the basics,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And for good reason. Like I feel like we're in a world where like somehow modern means less.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why everything that's like modern has to be flat or like
Yeah,
just empty.
soulless.
Yeah, it's at what point did we decide a flat wall with only like 3 different like
Screens on it,
angles
yeah.
or whatever is better than like a handmade like architecture? Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think there's place for both. You know, I
Mhm.
think you know.
I could
I
agree
still
with that
respect
too,
people
but
that design buildings that I think are ugly.
yeah.
But,
But it's to get rid of one completely.
don't get rid of things, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I still collected VHS tapes and cassette tapes and records and old cameras. I'm always like, I'm a big proponent of keeping the past alive. I think,
Mhm.
you know, you need to keep your roots in mind.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And I think that's one of those things where it's like, because I'll be walking around and I see, like, you'll see a grand, like, building, like a church or something like that, like is ancient times, like, been around for a couple thousand years. And I see these, like, beautiful, like, glass mosaics or, like just the way that they, like,
painted
by
on the
hand.
ceiling.
Yeah, by hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did this go?
We have all these
Like-
tools and stuff to make things like way easier, but instead of making beautiful things, we're making
It's just mass production.
big squares.
How many big squares can we fit in this lot? Like,
Yeah.
just throw it in. Like,
Yeah.
versus taking the time. Like, I feel like that's why artists right now are really, like, struggling as well.
Mhm.
Is, like, which is ironic, because you would think
There's
social
more
media,
platforms
right?
to promote.
you would think we got all these platforms to promote ourselves, we can put ourselves in front of the whole world. But no, it's like, the world isn't looking for art anymore
Yeah.
right now. The world is really
It's
looking
money,
for
yeah.
and I won't even say the world, because I feel like the people, like, we feel this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more so like the ones who have money to build these buildings, they're just like, I'm just looking to make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
Let's throw like 10 Amazon warehouses in this place,
Yeah.
and just like that'll be the whole like block. Like, like why?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and like the digital age, it's like I love my computer. I'm on my computer almost every day.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm always making things on my computer. But also we gotta like realize like there's a lot of things that computers are removing. Like comic books. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if you have comic
You saw?
books.
I just got them. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
I have a whole collection, man. I have some like extras I'll be willing to give you.
Thank you. Those are my first 3 actually.
Yeah, I got
Spider-Man and 2 Deadpool.
Dude, read the Web of series.
Yeah?
Spider-Man Web of.
I'll keep that
Web
in
of
mind.
Spider-Man. That's the best in my opinion. It's my favorite.
Interesting.
But there's like books are weird now. You'll go to a bookstore. Like I love Barnes and Noble. I take every time I go on a date, I bring a girl to Barnes and Noble.
There you go.
I just love books, even though I have like no space. Like you look at book covers, and like instead of being like beautiful art on it, it'll be like just a picture of a match or whatever. There's no like art
Right.
on the cover anymore. And same with like movie posters. Like instead of like showing some cool artwork, it'll just be the pictures of the celebrities.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's where like I was like trying to get at is like no one's hiring artists.
Yeah,
like everything
exactly.
is just like let's just get this out and done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I don't think people understand. Even though if your business mindset is telling you I want to get this done the most efficient and fastest way possible. You're missing out on so much opportunity by like throwing aside the creative aspect. And maybe as someone who does business and that's your like creative expression is like building a business, you need to understand from like an artistic perspective that when someone like when a human being sees art, we're immediately pulled to it, even if we don't like it. We look at it and we're like, what is this? And then we're like, okay, do I like this? Do I not like this? Oh, I really like this. I'm gonna hold on to this. Oh, I want to show my friend this. Like it becomes word of mouth advertisement. It becomes, oh, this is just a cool place to go because it looks so nice. It becomes, oh, like I want to buy the comics just because of the front cover art. Like
exactly. That's how like my drummer Ryan, he started off buying records because he liked the cover art.
Yeah.
And then now he listens to his records. Like,
and I'm gonna be completely honest. That's how I picked my comics. Like I love Spider-Man. I love Deadpool. So that was easy, right? But I didn't know like where to start.
Oh, just make sure you buy issue 1. That's
oh yeah, I kind of got 16 and 17.
Happened to me before.
But it was hard to even like find them because it was my first time in a comic book store or like comic store, right? So like I just walk in and I see.
Oh, it's so much.
It's aisles. It's rows on rows, and I respect the hustle, but I'm like, could we put some like letters? Or like, you know what I mean?
That's like an organizational freak.
And so that was hard, but I had my friend Ronti to help me out, so we found a couple. But the Spider-Man one at least, I think it's like blood, something. It's like a venom covered in blood and stuff, dude. It looks so cool, and just looking at it, I'm like, that's it. That's the one. I'm buying it. Like, and regardless of if I end up liking the actual comic or not, I'm gonna be happy literally just knowing I have that artwork.
I collect things just to have them sometimes.
And that's what art does.
Yeah.
It's that power, that pull of this is fucking beautiful, and I want to like hold on to it. Like I want to see it, and that's what we're missing out on. Like,
and then there's this some people have this like notion that because something is old, it's bad or it's outdated.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that really irritates me. I grew up watching old movies, like some of them even in black and white, and I still watch old movies. I play old video games. Like some of my favorite video games are from like the 90s.
yeah.
So it's like
that's awesome.
it's like like just because something's old doesn't mean it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate this notion that you have to only listen to new music. I've met people that are like that, and it always irritates me because there's so much music you haven't heard, and music will keep being made. there's no rush to listen to the newest thing. You can listen
Exactly.
to stuff you haven't heard before. You might like it more.
Yeah.
You know?
And that can inspire something completely new.
Exactly.
And it's tough because we're always told, you know, as musicians, like, get with the times. Like, you know, like, this is what's happening right now, this is what's popping, and like you gotta hop on this to like make it that way. And it's like the moment we stop listening to music for the purpose of enjoying music, that's where like everything just shifts and it becomes like, again, like that business.
Art should be something you do to express yourself, not something you do just because someone is like telling you like it's popular. You know, if you want to do something, you shouldn't have to do something you wouldn't otherwise do just for clout or whatever. I feel like it's still art regardless, but like it's your art when you're the one coming up with it. You know.
And even then, it's like when you make art that is like someone tells you to make that art, it's still your art, but like, was it something that you would have created on your own? Was it something that like you felt inspired to create? And like, if it is, great. But like, if not, like, take a moment, take a step back and reevaluate like why you're doing what you're doing, because that's how people burn out. That's how people lose their passion, is like we have this tendency to like, oh, I need to make. Oh, like my music's not making money, my pictures aren't selling, I need to do this, I need to do that to make. It's like, no. No. All this pressure doesn't exist. You're making it up yourself.
Come first.
Yeah. Like, and that is what sells.
Yeah.
Ironically. Is like the most raw, like creative expression. That's what connects.
Yeah.
All like the most responses I get to my music are always from like my heartfelt singing. Like people love like the EDM stuff I've been making, like they like it, right? They love it, whatever. But the singing, like that's where people feel a connection. Like that's what like really grabs someone to where they're like, oh fuck, like
you can feel it more.
They can feel it, they can like hear it, interpret it, and like it invokes emotion beyond like bodily. Like it's not just like a dancing thing anymore. It's like a soul to soul connection.
Thing,
And that's why I'll never give up singing, dude. Singing is like, I've had someone tell me, they're like, dude, why don't you just produce? Like, you just started producing, you're already making this, like, just produce, be a DJ. I'm like, that's not why I started making music. You know, I appreciate like your input and I appreciate your compliment, but you have to understand like why I make music. Like the reason why I can even make EDM is because it's something I've wanted to do. Like growing up, I always listened to Disclosure, Deadmau5, Skrillex, Daft Punk, and then there were people like Kendrick, Eminem, Michael Jackson, like just like singers and EDM artists. So like that mesh and has become me, right? And also I have like Linkin Park is like hands down, I think, like rock wise, I put quotations because they're like not rock.
They're under the rock and roll.
Okay. Biggest inspiration when it comes to that genre of music, and like I combine all of them like within myself, and that's why I love working like when you pull out that guitar riff today, I'm like immediately I'm like I have something, like I feel it, you know. And then like I can show you like my EDM, I can show you my R&B, like it's just all these different forms of myself. And for me to just isolate and be like, no, I'm just gonna be a DJ, because like this sounds good.
Why limit yourself to one thing?
Dude. And like you said, if we're not changing, like, are we really growing? We should be evolving. Like we should be changing. And it's just I love that soulful expression. Like that's something I'll never let go of personally. And that's why again I just want to tap in on this a little bit. Like vocal lessons. Taking care of the voice, making sure you don't hurt yourself.
It's the only instrument you can't buy a new one of. So,
and it's serious. My friend Anna, she just got vocal nodes, and I don't know if you know what that is, but vocal nodes, these bumps in the throat, and if you like put push yourself too hard while singing, or just talking too much, or a mixture of both. It's usually from singing improperly.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't mean you sound bad while singing. It just means like you're pushing too much from the wrong place. And our vocal cords and I forget what it's called, but we have this part of our throat that opens and closes, right? When we push that too hard, it creates these nodes, and if you don't take care of those, you literally will lose your voice.
Yeah.
Like, and so she hasn't been talking for, I think it's like 15 days now.
Wow.
And you need to go like a month or two without talking to actually like take care of it, as well as like, you know, go to a doctor, figure that out, because it's different for everyone. But that's how serious it is.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't realize that. I remember in my first band, Voidage, like, they were always asking me to scream. They were always like, I want you to sound like this. Like that sounded like
you need
cool,
training to
right?
scream. I mean,
And bro, I'm just saying, I was in a band for what, it was like when we first started, it was like 6 months to a year in, they were showing me references, and like they're like, we want you, like, scream like Chester, scream like this, or scream. I'm like, this dude has been going for like 30 years. You're comparing me to this.
Exactly.
I'm like, I need time, I need practice. And so I would just go into practice, being like the me that I was back then, it's like 2 years ago. I would just like throw it, everything I had, just like give it my all. And it would sound good, it's not okay in my opinion. They loved it though, like enough to get by them, and I just destroyed my voice. I remember after every practice, I'm like I could barely talk.
I got to the point. Well, now like
healthy,
we're like, I guess we're more conscious about it now, because I mean, I started when I started singing. It formed into me screaming, you know, with no training.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, I learned how, just through trial and error, I learned how to get better at it and not destroy myself.
Yeah.
And now we practice with an electronic drum set, so we can lower the volume as much as we need.
That's
I don't
good.
even scream at practices now, I just save it all for shows.
That's good.
You know,
That's
the less I push myself, the longer I can do it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm taking lessons, I could probably do it way longer than I'm
before.
anticipating,
Yeah, we need mentors.
Yeah.
Like, I was speaking with my vocal coach. I just got my second lesson like 3 days ago.
You doing it through Stoop U or?
No, just like a vocal coach I found on like not Reddit, Yelp. Like, I literally went. I was like, vocal coach reviews near me, and like found one with like 5 stars. And dude, she's amazing. I'm gonna actually have her on the podcast, dude. She's a holistic health, like, not fanatic, but like she cares about holistic health, which means like when it comes to singing, she's like very passionate about taking care of the voice and beyond just like airflow. Of course, airflow as well is super important.
Yeah.
But she's more of like, what are you eating? How is that affecting your inflammation? Like, because when I first started singing and like showing her like my voice, she was like, you have a beautiful voice, but you're just like inflamed. Like, there's like mucus, like she could hear it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you know? Because I have a deviated septum, and like I have a turbinate in my nose that's like enlarged. So it basically makes it hard for me to sleep, and like too much blood flows into one side, and that causes congestion. So it makes it hard for me to sing. I have like troubles breathing, and she heard it. Like, she literally heard it and was like, okay, well, like, what are you eating? And I explained, and she's like, look, like, this is inflammatory, like, the gluten in this is gonna cause this, like, wheat is gonna cause this, like, excess sugar, and like all these things. So that's why, like, I don't know if you've been seeing my posts, like the lifestyle change. Like, I've been changing my eating habits to sing better. Like, obviously, it's like by proxy, making my life itself like improve in many ways. Like my sleeping habits, like my energy levels and everything. However, my main purpose behind like the lifestyle change and like my eating habits is more so to help with my singing. And it's gonna take time, obviously. Nothing is like, you know, magic fairy, like you know, mucus gone, inflammation gone. Like, no, it takes time. But I'm willing to take that time and like make that change. And it's awesome because like I feel like when I started making music, I was making music to just like express myself, but you start learning all these things. Like
Yeah.
I went from I'm just making music on my phone to YouTube beats, recording it on my voice memos, to now I'm like I learned how to produce, I learned how to mix, learn how to master. Now I have to market, learning how like SEO and like all these like marketing strategies. Then I'm making a YouTube, learning how to editing music videos, and then now like vocal lessons, taking care of my voice, like all these things they segue, and it's just it all roots from doing what I love, and that improves on like my entire life. So that's why like do what you love, bro. Like continue doing what you love, and like only good things will come. So
I got a question now.
hey, yes.
So
Ask away, please. And thank you.
currently you're making music,
Yeah.
and you make beats, and you produce, and you do. Is there any art you want to venture into that you haven't? Is there any art you want to do
That's a really good question.
in the near future or in the far future that you haven't even stepped your foot into, or maybe you've dabbled in it, but you haven't like actually put out anything in a different kind of format? You know, whether that be like drawing or
So let's musically first, the screaming. Like for me, like I said, like Linkin Park, like I love that like raw emotion that comes with the scream. Am I someone who like listens to like metal? Like no.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it and I like understand it and I appreciate it. And so there's always been the part of me, like that's why when I was in Voyage, like my first band, I was like, I would love to do this. Can I do it right now? No.
No, yeah.
Right? Like I didn't have the skill and the practice to do that yet. But I was willing to, not just for them. Yes, partially, mainly was because of them, because they were so like adamant about it. And back then I just wanted to, you know, make them happy and like have the band work. And I've realized obviously don't do that. Like yeah, put yourself first always. But I just realized like I still have that part in me that like wants to scream on certain music, but not like I don't want to do like a 2-minute scream, right? I'm looking for that one like moment.
Putting
You know?
a bit of energy in
Yeah.
when it's needed.
That moment to shine and let the scream out when it's needed, not like unnecessarily like I enjoy like singing and then that leading to a scream. Or like the scream being the moment in the song.
That's
right?
what I want that song writing now.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's why I feel like that direction
Yeah.
will lead into together. So I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. So musically, yeah, like the screaming kind of grunge tones, I want to dabble in more. Artistically, outside of music, I like digital art, but when I was younger, I would draw a lot. Like I used to draw a lot, and I loved it. But I kind of just like stopped because you know school.
Life,
Yeah, like back in like 5th grade, that was like the last time I was like really good at drawing, and then like I got into like Minecraft and YouTube, and then like I started doing that. But then when I got back in the 6th grade, it was just like school was just like read, and like I didn't want to read. I used to love reading, then they forced it, and then now I don't.
Yeah, I don't like being told what to do, but I'll do it if
No
you
one
don't
does.
tell me.
No one does, man. Especially when you force something that's supposed to be an outlet. Like when you force a kid
Reading
to read.
is an amazing thing.
It is.
But when you force someone to read, they're not gonna enjoy reading.
Yeah, it's like they're like like we had these like little like tickets.
Yeah.
And it was like read this many pages by like this day. And like if I didn't read it, I would get like punished for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like I don't want to read because there's a pressure on me to read. I just want to read because like, oh, I feel like it's a good time to pull out a book, you know, and read a couple pages. And
you gotta teach people to be passionate. I think that's what schools should really be doing, because it's you can't. No one's gonna be passionately reading a book that they're forced to read.
Exactly, and that goes for making music. That goes for working a job. That goes everything. The moment we start forcing things, that's when it crumbles. And that goes for everything. But I would enjoy like getting into art again. But I think something I'm really into actually that I want to like really dabble in is hardware. Like I like with the DJing, like that's a new venue for me, and like learning how to DJ and stuff. That's really fun. But I also was gifted like a launch pad, like one of those pads, like a drum pad.
Yeah, I have one too.
And I used it like 3 times, and like like I know how to set it up, but it's bro, there's no YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I literally like I've searched like scourged the internet, bro, and I could not find like one good video that's just like this goes here, you drag this there, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I was forced to like do it
Trial
myself.
by fire.
Yeah, and I figured it out, but only with the loops, the one shots. Like I actually no, I did figure out the one shots. So yeah, I know how to use it, I guess, but the recording was weird with it. But anyways, I want to do more hardware. When I was in the band again, like our drummer had so much hardware, and like we would just like I remember in our downtime we just like played with like random gizmos.
Yeah.
And like that was so much fun.
Yeah.
So like I just want to have a couple of like fun gadgets like around the studio.
I have a
like,
side project which I will not verbally say out loud.
There you go.
Where almost everything is just messing with random stuff, making instruments, like making a drum set out of cans and bottles. You know, I'm such a hardware guy, especially like when it comes to like my camera stuff. I have like, you know, micro cassette cameras, VHS, and I'm big into analog technology and stuff like that.
Analog's awesome.
Analog stuff is so
It has its
cool.
place to shine.
And I like disassemble radios and like
I'm not there yet.
I'm like strip wires and like I've modified so many kids toys to plug into amps and stuff. Like so I have kid toy instruments that work as real instruments now. So it's like
that's cool.
I just like making things. I love watching these like analog like DJs and it's just like a bunch of like kids toys that they.
Oh, okay. Well, I just meant like analog DJs, and then you're like kids toys. I was like that. I was able to relate before.
But my point is like I'm obsessed with like making gadgets and stuff that can make weird noises and stuff. I'm always
cool.
Experiment, you know. Don't push yourself into a box.
Yeah. You know, maybe we need to like fucking engage in that some more because I would love to learn from you.
I got a cat piano that
No, that the teeth are the keys, right?
I have that. I
bro.
modified it to plug into an amp. I have a dog one as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll definitely like play and explore that. I'd love to learn from you because I love the cameras too.
Yeah.
Like.
I have a whole bin of cameras.
Bro, yeah, we need to do that. Can we talk about the thing you were doing? You were like throwing cameras.
Oh, that's it. So, I don't have any of the pictures anymore.
I just thought that was so cool because it's like crazy.
I took one of those like parachute army men toys and I duct taped it to one of my old digital cameras, which I still have, and I set the auto timer on it. I throw it up into the air and like pose underneath it. It always missed me. It'd get like the dirt or like the tree nearby it. But like you know, I'm always like trying new things out. You know, my friend has a pool. At one point, I made like an underwater camera setup. It did not look good. But you know, I always am like experimenting. Photography is another thing, like another artistic way that I express myself. I don't really promote very much. I don't, you know. I have a website. I should start posting my art on my website.
Your website's actually so cool.
I have 2 websites now. I got a business one.
Okay.
Nice. I got my 90s looking one, which I need to update because there's like old information on there.
For the YouTube video, we'll link all of this stuff.
I'll just send
below for sure.
It'll just be like a big Google Doc.
But that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I look forward to spending more time with you and like getting to know you and also like just seeing what comes of us because we have so many creative venues to explore together. The song that we literally worked on before this, I'm really excited about. That sounds really cool.
Same.
And then just like being us. Any closing thoughts before wrap this up, dude?
Don't be a jerk.
You know, that's a really good one. That's actually be nice.
Live
Be
your life,
constant.
live your life however you want. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'll dab you on that. And just I look forward to it, man.
Yeah,
I look forward to it. And do I want to say anything before we head out here? I want to say that I forgot what I wanted to say, and that's being human. So
Will you marry me?
see you later. Awesome, man. Let's go.
Like how it turned out?
Beautiful.
Oh
Beautiful.
my god, this is on slow mo. No, just kidding.
Stop. Stop. Because my camera's been doing that.
Oh my god. Got you though.
Dude, my camera's been doing that. I thought you